Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I don't like strangers in my house. Emma, my sister-in-law, says this to me every day. My name is Ava. My husband Sam and I live at my in-laws' house. My in-laws are nice to me, and Sam is nice to me, so I feel I'm accepted. But not Emma. She seems to see me as a threat. Sam may be concerned about you, but I just don't care. My sister-in-law seems to dislike the fact that I'm younger than her. Everyone gets older, a fact which she despises. If I say anything or respond to her, she doubles down on me, so I'm powerless. Oh, I'm sorry I broke your favorite mug, Emma said with a grin. What? Then I saw the mug I'd brought from my parents' house was completely shattered. I didn't do it on purpose. But that's not even the point. I've been using that mug for a long time, and it's very important to me, and it was destroyed as a result of Emma's harassment. I was so depressed that I told Sam about it that day. Everything I care about is going to be destroyed by her. Sam became enraged when he heard this. But you know, my sister is stubborn and self-centered, and she's always been. Emma thinks she's the most important person in the house. Sam feels powerless to defy her, and it's not just Sam. His parents seem powerless to defy Emma too. One day, when I just happened to glance at her, Emma said, "What exactly is your problem? Do you have an issue with me?" I said, No, I have nothing to complain about. Even though we were glaring at each other, I was surprised to hear her say such a thing. But Emma continued, "You really think I'm a moron, don't you? As if I'm some old woman who can't marry?" What? That's not what I think. But she was suddenly all paranoid. It makes no difference to me whether you're married or not. Stop lying. I'm older than you, unmarried, and you make fun of me. It irritates me that you think of me that way. It was a nasty thing for Emma to say, and it was all in her head. But it's okay because I'm getting married. What? Really? Congratulations. I was confused. I was thinking, then what was all that yelling about? I supposed she just wanted to vent. But then I found out what Emma really wanted. So, I want you to leave the house. What? Because if you're here, my husband can't live here, right? I don't even want to marry into his family, and I sure don't want to live with them, so we'll live here. I had no idea what she meant. She didn't want to marry into the family? I guess I could accept that, but I couldn't figure out why she was kicking me out. Oh, please, I'm already a member of this family. It was the first time I'd ever rebelled to her face. This enraged Emma. What? How dare you question me? You're my sister-in-law. You're so arrogant. This is why I despise young people. You have no sense of respect. I thought it was more disrespectful of her to start yelling at me out of nowhere. But I couldn't say anything, so I just stood there and let her abuse me. My sister-in-law continued to insult me for the next few days. I hate to admit it, but I could not believe anyone would marry a person like her. My sister-in-law's wedding day finally arrived. "Remember what we talked about? You need to leave," my sister-in-law said. Yes, I understand. But when my sister-in-law discovered something I'd done for my in-laws, she came to apologize to me, sobbing. "Ava, what exactly is going on?" she said, visibly upset. "What? What's the problem? Why are you crying?" "It's Sam. And it's not just Sam. My parents. They're upset too. They claim you were taking care of the finances." Actually, I'm a full-time career woman, not a full-time housewife. Because I work remotely, I'd always worked from home at my in-laws' house. Emma didn't seem to understand how things worked. I was the one making money, the one supporting the household. Sam's a full-time house husband. And I left because I was so angry with you. Emma flushed when I said this. "I'm not kidding. Please come back. Everyone blames me that you left. They blame me for making their life so hard." Whatever else I might have thought, I believed she deserved this. Why should I feel guilty when I only left because Emma told me to? "I'd consider it if you beg. Get down on your knees and beg me." "What? Come on. I would never do something like that. Think about your position. Emma, it seemed, was the one who was confused about her position. And if she continued to speak to me that way, her situation would not improve. Just so you know, Emma, if you continue to act like this to me, I'm never coming back. Emma began to panic again when I said this. What? Wait a second, why? Because you don't even seem sorry. Emma acted like she had no idea what was wrong, like she didn't get that she couldn't treat people like this. Was she convinced that she hated me from the bottom of her heart? Just come back. If you don't, my parents will be furious again. And it was so obvious that she was only trying to get me to come back because she didn't want her family to be angry with her. I was so stunned, I couldn't even speak. I'm at loss for words. At the very least, I won't be back anytime soon. In the meantime, go ahead and be irritated. I was tired of this and tried to cut the conversation short, but she said, Wait a second. You're not done talking to me. Please, just come back for a minute. There was no way I was going to return like that, as if we were just going to sit and have a cup of tea. She said whatever she wanted without any regard for anyone's feelings. I have an idea. I have an idea, Emma said, delighted. In any case, it's probably a bad idea, I said. You actually don't have to return after all. Huh? This was unexpected. I was thinking, so what will she say now? You don't need to go home. You simply transfer your funds. Everything will be fine that way. What? She began to say some really ludicrous things. Just keep transferring funds? Why would I do that? I'm a genius after all. If you do that, my husband and I will be able to live with my parents without you. You're kidding. Why would I do that? Then Emma's face turned bright red. Why are you doing this to me? It's my parents' home. You have no reason to be so arrogant. Emma's expression was terrifying, as if she were a demon. It was as if she looked down on me, like I was just some obstacle in her way. And why should I pay? Don't question why. Just keep paying and give us a break. This was not only absurd, but also such narcissistic thinking. How could she be so self-centered? Look, if you understand, please, can you just give me $1,000 right now? Emma grabbed my hand as she said this. Please, don't do this. It hurts. Emma still didn't let go of her grip. Don't defy me. I'm the law. Be my money machine. I tried to call my parents, but they were out. I was thinking about what to do when I heard a voice. Ava, are you okay? To my surprise, Sam was there. Apparently, he'd found out that Emma had come to his house and rushed over. What? Sam, why are you here? What are you doing to Ava, Emma? What the hell are you doing? Thanks to Sam, I was saved in the nick of time. She left because of you, Emma, and you hurt her. What are you talking about? Ava left on her own. It's not my fault. Until now, Sam had always been weak when it came to Emma. But now I was very happy that he was worried about me and helping me in this crazy situation. What are you smiling about? It's your fault for leaving in the first place, Emma snapped at me. I kept telling her she was the one who told me to leave. Sis, stop abusing Ava. I've kept quiet until now, but I won't let you get away with it anymore. Sam was really angry at Emma now. What the hell? You've been disobeying me? Since when did you become such a cocky little brother? Emma was becoming more irrational and heated by the moment. What she was saying was so incoherent that she probably didn't even know what she was saying. You wait and see. I'm ordering Ava to keep transferring money to us. Now shut up, Sam. When he heard this, Sam's face turned red and he started yelling. What in the hell are you thinking? Who are you to say that to me? An epic sister and brother fight started right outside the house. Ava is my wife. You want my wife to keep transferring money to you? How much more insulting do you have to be? What? Why are you so angry? I don't understand. It's because you keep saying crazy things to Ava. I'm her husband, and I'm going to protect her. Sam, I can't believe you're sticking up for me. Even though Emma was horrible, I was more and more sorry that I'd ever left the house at all. Ugh, shut up. It's her fault. She got married before me. Also, she's so young and beautiful. This was all about Emma's jealousy. I couldn't believe I'd been mistreated by this person for such a stupid reason. You've got to be kidding me. When you compare yourself to others like that, you will always be ugly at heart, Sam said emphatically. Emma was about to explode with anger. It was as if he'd read her mind. What? Don't be ridiculous. Whose heart is ugly? I really can't stand you. You both need to get out of my house. When she said that, Sam looked as if he had an idea. Yeah, let's do that, just for the hell of it. What? He took my hand and we started walking away. Wait a second, where are you going? What? Well, we're leaving Mom and Dad's. What? Mom and Dad will understand, but they'll need care soon, so you'll have to take care of them, Sam said casually. Naturally, Emma began to protest. You've got to be kidding. My husband won't take care of them. Well, why don't you do it by yourself? Mom and Dad said they don't want me to do it. They want you to do it. Why would they say that? Because you're the eldest. It seems things were looking pretty bleak for Emma. Emma is not a caretaker, and she would not be able to care for her parents. From what I've heard, it seemed unlikely that her husband would be willing to help out either. Oh, Sam, please don't leave. You have to take care of Mom and Dad. Besides, we'll need your income too. How selfish can she be, I thought. Why not depend on your husband for your income? You've put Ava through so much trouble, I don't think that argument will work. Sam was talking without even looking him in the eye. It was as if he'd already given up on her. Don't say that. We're a family. We have to help each other. We have to help each other? But who's the one who's been acting selfishly? At least try treating our parents with some gratitude. Sam seemed really angry at what had taken place. He spoke plainly, but I could sense the anger in his words. Wait! Please don't go. I don't want to be a caregiver. I just got married, and now my marriage is going to get worse. Then, Sam and I signed a contract for an apartment, and we decided to live there. Emma didn't have enough money to move out of her parents' house, so she stayed, and her husband and her are living there while taking care of her parents. Now her husband is angry with her, saying, "It wasn't supposed to be like this." He abuses her every day, and her spirit is worn out. Now she finally understands what I'd been subjected to every day. I'm now the mother of a child, and Sam and I live happily ever after.
My daughter hasn't started calling me daddy yet. Maybe it's because I'm always on the go and don't see her much. When my husband and I visited our best friend's new house, her husband, John, said that. I quickly reassured him. It's not like that. I tried chatting with her daughter, but she only stared at me, not uttering a word. I recalled Jean saying she was a quiet one, and it seemed accurate. Lost in thought, I was jolted when Raina's expression changed as she saw the person standing behind me. She darted past me, beaming, "Daddy, let's play!" My heart stopped as I spun around. Raina was hugging not John, but my husband. "Sweetie, your daddy is over here," John said, attempting to bring her to him, but she clung tighter to my husband, tears in her eyes. "No, I want to play with Daddy." My husband appeared dumbfounded and uneasy. "What's going on, Kev?" Little did I know a surprising revelation awaited us. My name is Helen, and I'm a 33-year-old working at a city hall. I first met my now husband, Kevin, in college. My good friend Jean invited me to a co-ed barbecue, and that's where Kevin and I crossed paths. He was tight with Jean's boyfriend, John, as they'd gone to high school together. "Helen, Kevin's a catch. How about swapping numbers?" suggested Jean's boyfriend. I had a good vibe from Kevin, so we exchanged info. Things progressed from there, and soon we were dating. Jean and John were thrilled for us, and we'd often go out as a foursome. Throughout college, my memories always have Jean, John, and Kevin in them. Post-grad, I started working at City Hall. Kevin took on a role at his father's law firm, preparing to inherit the business. Jean ventured into fashion, while top student John landed a gig at a trading firm. Our bond remained strong, even after launching our career, often catching up over dinner. Jean and John tied the knot when we were 26, and Kevin and I spoke fondly of them at their reception. A year on, Kevin popped the question, and I was over the moon. We became man and wife. I recall that at the time Jean was expecting, and John couldn't have been happier. Fast forward 5 years, they had a girl, Reina. John's work took them abroad, but Jean and I stayed in touch. His job kept him busy, often overseas. Jean adjusted, focusing on being a full-time mom. As for Kevin and me, half a decade into matrimony, we cherished our quiet existence, though it lacked the spark of our earlier years. One concern loomed. We hadn't been able to conceive. Already 33, I was yearning for a child and growing anxious. One evening, I broached the subject with Kevin. It didn't happen for us again this month. Distracted by a show, he responded, "Oh, really? Should we consider a fertility clinic? You want a family too, right?" "Why rush? Let's just see what happens." "We've been waiting 5 years. I'm concerned." He turned off the TV. "Not this again. I'm not up for a clinic visit." Disheartened, I barely whispered, "But why?" Without answering, he said, "I'm heading to bed," leaving me in the living room, tears welling up. The next week, I sought Jean's advice. Sharing my worries, I told her, "Kevin's not on board with treatments." Over the phone, she responded gently, "That's rough. Have you been tested?" "I have. They said I'm fine." "Sometimes it's just about the right match. Stay strong." Our chat lightened my mood, if only a little. I shifted gears and asked about her daughter, Reina. "Thanks for letting me vent. How's Reina doing? She's 5 now, isn't she?" "Yeah, she's good. But we think she might have some developmental challenges. She's not much of a talker." "Oh, is that so?" "But she is my precious girl, no matter what." "I bet she is. Has it been 2 years since we last saw each other? I miss you, Jean." To that, she responded with enthusiasm, "Guess what? We are having a house built right now. Once it's ready, how about we all meet up?" "Seriously? That's awesome! Count us in for a housewarming party." "Sounds great. Can't wait to see you too." I ended the call after a chat. Catching up with an old friend really boosted my mood. Later that evening, I shared the update with Kevin. "I chatted with Jean today." "Oh, how's she holding up?" "She's good, and so is Reina. John's off on yet another extended business trip." "He's always buried in work." Kevin's mood seemed to lift just hearing their names. "And here's a surprise. They're having a house built." "No kidding!" "With John's taste, it's probably huge." "It might be." We talked about catching up at their housewarming once everything is settled. Mid-conversation, Kevin interjected, "You know, we should think about getting a place of our own too." I responded, "Before a house, I want a baby. We'd need to plan for things like a nursery." His face clouded over. "Not this again." "It matters to me, Kev." "It's on you that we don't have kids. I know I'm fine." His words caught me off guard. "What do you mean? I've been checked out, and everything is good on my end. How can you say you're okay when you haven't even been to a clinic?" He looked briefly rattled, but then shot back. Whatever the case, our fertility issues, they're on you. If you want kids, maybe step up your game before gripping about it. He quickly finished his beer and made a beeline for the bathroom. His words stunned me into silence, and I sat processing for a bit. Fast forward a month, and Jean told us their house was ready. With a gift in tow, Kevin and I drove about an hour to their impressive new digs. It was even more luxurious than I'd pictured, but I supposed it was within reach given John's earnings. Great to see you, Kevin and Helen. John greeted us. Hey man, back from traveling, John? Sure I am. Just got in yesterday, but I'm off to Europe in a couple of months. The two guys seemed genuinely thrilled to catch up. Entering the living room, I spotted Jean in the kitchen. Congrats on the new place, Jean. Brought you a little something. I handed her our gift, and she replied warmly, Thanks so much. As we talked, a thought struck me. Where's Raina? She's up in her room playing. Like I said before, she's a bit unique. Got it. Mind if I pop in and say hi? Before Jean could reply, John, having overheard, commented with a touch of melancholy. She still doesn't call me Daddy. Maybe it's because I'm always on the go and doesn't see her much. That's not the reason, John. In her eyes, you're the best dad. Trying to reassure him, we were interrupted by the soft patter of little feet. Raina was coming down the stairs. She had grown so much since the last time I'd seen her. Hi, Raina. It's been a while. Do you remember me? I'm Helen, a friend of your mom and dad, I said brightly, but she just stared silently. I recalled Jean saying she was a quiet one, and it seemed accurate. Lost in thought, I was jolted when Raina's expression changed as she saw the person standing behind me. She darted past me, beaming, Daddy, let's play! My heart stopped as I spun around. Raina was hugging not John, but my husband. Jean and John looked just as shocked. Sweetie, your daddy's over here, John said, attempting to bring her to him, but she clung tighter to my husband, tears in her eyes. No, I want to play with Daddy. My husband appeared dumbfounded and uneasy. What's going on, Kev? He responded, trying to brush it off. Kids get mixed up, you know. She's just a little one. Jean added, laughing it off. Yeah, kids can be so random. Oh, Raina, they always keep you guessing. All I could do was force a laugh. Later, Raina retreated to watch some TV, and amidst the tension, we ate and soon left. On our way home, I mentioned, Raina seemed pretty fond of you today, even though she's typically so shy. He looked uncomfortable, then said, Kids are unpredictable. It sure was something. We drove the rest of the way in silence. The next morning, I got a text. Helen, thanks for coming by yesterday. We need to talk. Just us. It was from John. I quickly texted back. I've been thinking the same thing. See you this evening. We met at a local cafe that night. John was already waiting when I arrived. I sat down across from him. Thanks for coming, Helen. I wanted to discuss. I cut him off. Kevin and Jean, right? He nodded slightly. Even though I'm often away, I never doubted Jean. But after Raina's daddy moment, it's been eating at me. Me too. It's a stretch, but could Raina be Kevin's? His reaction confirmed my suspicions. We need proof. I'll try to get as much proof as I can on my end. Can you handle your side? I'm on board to help figure this out. Where do we start? A month later, I suggested a trip to Kevin. He settled into the passenger seat as I drove us straight to John and Jean's. As we pulled in, he was visibly confused. Why are we here? John's place? What's the deal? Thought we'd drop in for dinner, I said, feigning cheerfulness. When I knocked, Jean's surprised face greeted us. Helen, Kevin, what's the occasion? Then John appeared. Come in. Raina's with my folks, so she's not here. He led us to the living room, sitting opposite to my husband with me next to him. Helen, why are you sitting with John? Kevin asked, bewildered. Smiling, I motioned for him and Jean to sit across from us. What's the point of this? It's so unexpected. As they tried to grasp the situation, John said firmly, Let's talk about the two of you and your relationship. Their expressions said it all. Jean, looking shocked, quickly fired back. What relationship are you talking about? Kevin is just the husband of my good friend. Is that so? I clicked on the voice recorder I held, playing their voices for everyone to hear. Man, that was close the other day. I didn't see Raina run into you like that coming. Took me by surprise, too. Luckily, they didn't catch on. Can't even think about what had happened if they realized I was her dad. Well, my husband's kind of obvious, so we're good. But let's enjoy today. The recording kept playing their intimate chatter until Jean yelled, Turn it off! How could you? What is this? Kevin was in panic. Staying calm, I replied, All those overtime days? I put a voice recorder in your car. It played right into my hands. Both of them looked utterly stunned. John passed them a document. I also did a DNA test. Raina isn't related to me. Start talking. After a beat, they spilled everything. Kevin, envious of John's success and charm, pursued Jean back in college. She was game, seeking some thrill. Being part of a foursome made their secret trysts easier. Jean got pregnant, presenting Raina as John's child. They'd meet secretly, making sure Raina called John Daddy. After hearing it all, John just shook his head. You two are something else. I'm going to sue you both. I chimed in. Count me in. I'll see this through, even if it ends up in court. They exchanged nervous looks. Jean finally said, Fine, let's get a divorce. The real family can be happy together. Kevin retorted, I don't want a barren wife anyway. I have a sweet kid. At this, I couldn't hold back my laughter. They looked dumbfounded. A real family? A sweet kid? You can't be serious. What's so funny? I shook back. Kevin, you're the infertile one. I secretly had a sample from you checked at a clinic. Turns out you can't naturally father a child. What? I smirked. So, who's Raina's real dad? Kevin turned a deep shade of red, while Jean turned ashen. They bickered back and forth until John threw them out. In the aftermath, Kevin and I, as well as Jean and John, all went our separate ways in divorce. They racked up debt compensating us. DNA confirmed Raina wasn't Kevin's. Jean stayed mum about the real father, and last I heard, her parents are raising Raina. The identity of Raina's dad remains a mystery. Both Jean and Kevin, now on their own, are hustling to pay off their debts. While they are clearly having a rough go, I can't muster any pity. As for me, life's been good, just me and my peace. John and I, having faced this storm together, occasionally grab a drink as pals. While I can't see us dating, I hope our friendship lasts. My focus now? My work and finding someone genuine.